Hello, welcome to your Canvas overview. So I just want to show you a few things about how I've set the course up because I know that these things are not always consistent, teacher to teacher or school to school. So I wanted you to see how I have set this up. Hopefully it makes sense to you. All right, so if you're watching this video, you've already made it a lot further from this, but let's just start at the beginning. When you log into Canvas, you get a dashboard with all of your classes. And ours should be up here somewhere, but I haven't actually published your class yet, so it's down here. So I'm going to open it up. And then we go down here and you see the home page, and there's links to the syllabus and to the start here. So if I link to the syllabus, then I see the syllabus and I can look up really whatever I want. But let's assume I don't want that right now. And then the start here is going to take you to the orientation module where I'm going to put this video. Okay, so let's look at our modules page. So when you go in and navigate this course, I would do it from the modules tab just because that is really how I've set it up. So it's going to make the most sense. All right, so when you go in and do that, the first module is technology support. I don't know why there's an S at the end. And it has the number for Canvas. Okay, and then there's a Canvas student tour. There's some different student guides. You can read those guides cover to cover if you would like. What I would recommend is just know that they're here. So if you have a question, they're pretty searchable and you can look and ask your question. I would not read it cover to cover, but you do you. All right. Quick thing about this Canvas help desk. I have found these people to actually be incredibly helpful. The last time I called, there was a bit of a wait. So kind of keep that in mind. But they are probably one of the most helpful help desks I have encountered. And that's after working 16 years in the tech industry. So that is saying something. All right. So next, when you're getting started, I don't know why my face keeps going away, but that's, probably just as well. All right, so here's your course orientation module that I'm sure you are excited to go through. All right, the course syllabus is here. You're going to want to take a look through that, especially because there's a syllabus quiz and just some other things, what to expect from your instructor, just some information about me, how you can get a hold of me, how often I'll be checking in, all that good stuff. Okay. Then at the end of this, you're going to take your syllabus quiz, get 5 points for that. You get another 5 points for the discussion question, which is where we're going to start getting to know each other. My biggest fear with an online class is we're going to be a bunch of faceless names interacting via email and never really get to know each other's people. That to me would just be so sad. So we're going to start getting to know each other. You're going to have an activate your profile assignment. It's where you can post a picture or an avatar, and I hope you will. It really helps me to feel like I know you better if I can see your face. I'm showing you my face. You certainly can't be any worse off than that. For some reason, every time I'm about to make videos, I break out. So that's fun. But I would love to see you. I really want to get to know you because, that's kind of the fun of this. All right, then there's the office hours survey. I hope you'll take this just because I'm going to use this information to figure out when my office hours are. So let me know when would be most convenient for you. As we start working through some of the worksheets, you may want to be spending some time in office hours. In fact, we may see if maybe we want to get a group together because they're just easier to go through with people. And then some next steps. All right. Then there's this roadmap for student success. And this has like a lot of, it's got the syllabus again. It's got a welcome letter that you've already received. Your learning outcomes, which you're more than welcome to read those. To me, if I was a student, these learning outcomes would stress me out. So if you want to just skip over that, like look at them at the end of the course. And then you can be like, oh yeah, we did that. If you look at them now, you're just going to be like, what? So anyway, an inclusion statement. I'm going to just open this up really quick. And just really emphasize, like, if you're here, you belong here. I want you here. And everybody, we want everybody here. So, when we get into discussion posts and everything, let's all just be really respectful of each other, because it's like cool that you're all here and you're getting an education, and a lot of you may end up being accountants. So, just however you identify, I'm down. I want you here. I'm super happy that you're here. Okay. Let's go back to modules. And, this is already longer than I thought. Okay, there's some student expectations. Anyway, just read through all of this, right? This is a lot of stuff down here about support services. Make sure that you get help with stuff if you need it. All right, this next module is our class communication, or class connection, okay? So there's a student lounge, which is where you guys can chat with each other, okay? I may monitor this lightly, basically just making sure nobody's like being a bully or doing anything kind of jerky. Which I don't think you will, because in general, accountants were pretty nice people. But that's kind of for you guys to talk to each other. Hey, what did you guys think of the homework this week? Does anybody understand how to do problem 3? Whatever. The Q&A forum, that is for you to ask questions. A classmate could answer them, but I will be monitoring this and I will be answering questions. And what I like about the Q&A forum is that if you have a question, someone else has the same question. They do. So then you can ask the question, I can answer it. And then if you have a question, you can kind of take a quick flip through the Q&A forum and see if it's already been asked and answered. And if it has, great. And if it hasn't, then you can ask it. If people start asking duplicate questions, I'm not going to yell at you or anything. Like, that's cool. We're all going to do the best we can. All right. So that's all the like getting ready, right? And then we start getting to like the content. So here's what I want you to know. I have set up the modules so that they all, except when we get into the project at the end, they're basically all going to work the same way. Okay. You're going to have an introduction, you're going to have learning activities, you're going to have assignments, and you're going to have a wrap up. Okay. So the introduction is just going to be real quick, like, hey, here's what we're doing. The meat of the content that you need to move yourself through is in learning activities. Okay. There's going to be some things to read. There's going to be links to the textbook, the free online textbook, and there's going to be some videos. And so you're going to want to get through all of that. Then down here under assignments, this is like where you're going to get your points. So the first is a check your understanding. So this is a quiz. It's not a hard quiz. It's designed to be one of those quizzes where if you went through all the learning activities, you're going to go boop, 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 boop. Yep, got it all right. No big deal. If you try and skip the learning activities, the quiz is going to be a challenge. Okay. So if you're doing the work, I wouldn't even stress over this one. You can take it as many times as you want until the deadline at the end of the week or on Tuesday. You have to take this one by Tuesday, but if you get it wrong, just look and see what the right answers are. Maybe go back and review the learning activities and then come back and do it again. No big deal. All right. The second is going to be your homework. Your homework is going to be in an Excel workbook. Okay. So you can either this link is a link to the Google Drive, and this is just an attachment. So however you want to do it, you can either do it online and then resave it and then submit it back to me, or you can, let's see if that's going to open for us. Here we go. Or if you prefer, you can, you can print it out and handwrite it and then either scan it or take a picture and send it back to me. Just the important thing is make sure you get all the pages. Most of these workbooks are going to have multiple pages, and I have had some students who they only do the first page and then they don't get the points. Okay, so make sure you check for all the pages. And then there's a thing here, how do I submit an online assignment? There's a rubric down here if you want to know what I got to do to get all my points. All right, let's keep rolling. Because a rolling stone gathers no moss. And if that's funny to you, you're old like me. Okay. Then there's going to be discussion questions. So the discussion questions, you have to have an original post by Wednesday. And then you have to reply to at least one classmate by Saturday. I'm pointing this out specifically because one of the Canvas goofinesses is that it won't let me have two due dates on an assignment. So if you're using your to-do list, your calendar, it's going to show you that the discussion question is due on Saturday. But there is an intermediate assignment of your original post that's due on Wednesday, and that's not going to show up on any of your to-do lists, okay? So you can either give yourself a reminder on the calendar, or you can just make a mental note of it, however you want to do it. But that's the one due date that's not going to show up anywhere for you. So you're going to kind of have to sort that out on your own. All right, luckily you are all grown-ups and you're going to be able to do that fine. All right, and then finally, each module is going to have a quiz. So unlike the Check Your Understanding, which is really just a babysitting quiz, did you actually go through the material and understand it? This quiz is like a real quiz, okay? And in fact, I'm using the same pool of questions that I use for the exams. So it is really in your best interest to take this quiz. And I can't remember, I have it set up. I think that you can take it as many times you want. It may be only twice. I should know that. Anyway, check the syllabus. But anyway, and then once the quiz is closed, I'll post the answers so you can check your answers. So take the quiz, figure out what you don't know, and go back and learn it, because there's a good chance you will see that exact same question or a very similar question on the exam. So if you do all the quizzes and you do really well on all the quizzes, like, you are rock solid for the exam. But really the intention of these is for you guys to be able to identify, where do I need to go put some more work into it? Because the quiz is also untimed, so you can go look up answers if you want. The exam's going to be timed, and you just won't have time to look everything up. So get all the kinks out in the quiz. All right, and then this wrap up, just saying like, hey, here's what you learned. Okay, one other thing to show you. When it comes time to have an exam, the exams are going to be open on Sunday and Monday, okay? So they're going to be open for 48 hours. You can take it as many times as you want, but there's a 2-hour limit, time limit. So each attempt, you're only going to get 2 hours. And all of your attempts have to be within that 48-hour window, okay? But like, if you want to take it 15 times, you can. So anyway, when there's an exam, like I said, there's Sunday, Monday. So each module goes Sunday to Saturday. So I will put the exam at the end of the module that ends the Saturday before the exam. I will also put it at the beginning of the module that starts the Sunday of the exam. So you have it in 2 spots, depending on kind of how your brain works, which is cool either way. But I just wanted you to know it's in both those places. You don't have to take it, both times, right? But you can access it. It'll be the exact same exam from either way. I think that's really all I want you to know. If you can't remember, like, oh, how do I get a hold of her? You can always go back to the homepage. Okay, I'm going to put my my office hours in here once I get the surveys back, and you can do that. Oh, one other thing I'll do, I don't know if we're going to use this or not, but there is a thing over here called ConferZoom, and if we end up doing our office hours through ConferZoom through this, this is where you'll be able to find them, and there'll be a little, when they're about to start, a little join here button. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not, because last semester it was a little funky. All right. So that is your quick tour of campus, or of Canvas, campus, either way. That is your quick tour of Canvas. So I hope you have enjoyed it. And I'm going to let you get back to working your way through all of these modules. All right, y'all have a good one. I can't wait for this semester.